boys and mics and yeah. How's everybody doing? Everybody good?
Hey.
All right. Hey. And then that's just the live feed. We're good on there. And then obviously we're going to get a little podcast going as well. I'm going to hit play on that in just 2 seconds. So just want to make sure everything's good, right?
So many buttons. So many buttons, so many wires.
It's like, enough already. Boom. All right, so we're up on Facebook if you guys want to share that, whatever. Yep. And that's what I'm doing right now.
Facebook.
Boom. All right, what do you say we get it going here, boys? You ready?
I'm
Let's
ready.
do it.
In 3, and 2, and 1. Didn't work.
Didn't work.
And now we are. Good evening, everybody! Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful night. We got Team USA Soccer about to go off at 9 o'clock, but we're not going to talk any about that right now. Not with these boys in the building. This is a wonderful, wonderful show that we got planned for everybody here. I can't wait for everyone to check in, of course, on Facebook Live. And if you're listening to this on the replay and the podcast, we greatly appreciate that as well. But we got the boys from 4th and JAWN in the house. Yeah. Of course, E-Rock, the mighty E-Rock. Mike, I don't know much about you, Mike. Mike, what's your last name?
Starpoli.
Starpoli, yeah. You got to talk into the mic, Starpoli. So, and E-Rock is at the mighty E-Rock on Twitter. I Bleed Philly is over there at Mike Starpoli. Mike Starpoli, nice. Mm-hmm. It's a good fucking name right there. Where you at from? Where are you from, Starpoli?
Or actually in Montgomery County area, or Montgomeryville. Then now I live in Quakertown.
Okay.
So I'm kind of far from these parts, but it's not too far.
All right, cool. And of course, Adrian Fedque from Philly.
Hello. You all know me.
And the Bitter Birds. So this is cool. And you guys have rocked out before. You guys have done the collaboration.
Yeah.
And I thought it was awesome. So I'm really excited to sit down with you guys and just talk about whatever's on our mind. E-Rock, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling, honestly, I'm feeling a little nostalgic.
Okay.
I'm feeling a little throwback because I don't know if the PhillyInfluencer.com crowd knows this, but before there was Fox, and before Sean Brace's beautiful bald head was plastered all over billboards across the world.
It's ridiculous.
And before PhillyInfluencer.com, him and I were on a little-known, never-watched show on the Eagles television network called, what was it called?
Mashup.
Eagles Mashup, that's right.
Right here.
So I'm excited to be with family who I kind of started with. So this couch is awful comfortable right now.
Nice. Yeah. Well, welcome to the casting couch, man. No, it's funny because shout out to Chris Barletto, PhiladelphiaEagles.com.
Yes,
you did a lot of things with the Eagles.
I was there for 2 years. And doing .com stuff too. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were there for 3, but 2 years still. You were all over the place. They brought me in to do little ins and outs. 2011.
Yeah, it was the last 2 years of Andy.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it was tough. Yikes. It was a tough time. It was a tough time to sit there in front of a microphone and, hey guys. Yeah. Andy Reid's back, it was tough.
And the 1 year, it was cool. Was it the Dream Team year?
Yeah, dude.
It was the Dream Team year.
Yeah.
So then, and this goes to anybody and everybody that's in sports or in our industry. When your team sucks, you lose airtime, you lose gigs, and that following season, that's right. Where they start off? They start off winless or whatever. Yeah. It was just terrible.
Like 0-4, right? And he finished like 4-12.
Like, we can't do anything till we win. And they never used me again.
You know what the funny part of that's the end of your story with the Eagles, right? Are you ready for mine? Mm-hmm. So when Chip Kelly was hired, we were all excited for Chip Kelly. They totally revamped the like the Eagles television network and how they went about their thing because they no longer had access to the players like they used to under Andy. Now, everything had to go through Joe Banner. You remember this. Like, we would produce a show. It would have to go to Joe Banner. He would have to approve it. And then, I want this change. I want this out. Can we include some of this? So on and so forth. But with Chip, there was no access. So they had to basically take 4 shows, condense them down to like 2 or 3. So of this show, that show, the fan show, the mashup show was the one that was on the outs. So in essence, along with Deshaun Jackson, along with LaShawn McCoy, I also lost my job because of Chip Kelly. So thank you. Chip.
And Chip's now with where's he? Is he doing ESPN? Right? He's doing ESPN.
Yeah.
Doing it for the
ESPN or Fox,
season.
or-
Doing ESPN for the
ESPN.
season. Yeah, doing college and NFL.
Yep.
Doing it both on the weekend.
And he just did the Adam Schefter podcast where he said,
Yeah.
"No, we weren't after Mariota." Why is he still lying? The dude is like he not to talk politics, but he's kind of like our president. He never tells the freaking truth. He's still lying to this day. He's a compulsive liar when he was here. Now he's still a compulsive liar, and it's like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, give it up. You know darn well you were trying to get Mariota.
I think it's more of a fact check thing. Like, who's really going to dispute it?
Yeah.
Like who's going to come back to me and say, "Oh no, it's such a dead issue," and people at the Titans, I don't even know if they're still there.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt in my mind he picked up the phone and said, "Hey,"
Absolutely.
and they said, and he was like, "Well," and they were like, He still tried. It's not like he was like, "Nah, I'm good on Mariota."
No.
Bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree with that. And he said it in the Schefter, and I was just like, man, come on, dude, just give it up already. And why not? Because guess what? At the end of the day, you know, this wasn't planned, but would you rather have Marcus Mariota? Well, no, yeah.
I'd rather have Mariota.
Would you?
Yeah.
And then what was? Oh, well, just real quick, you had to
Yeah.
give up Fletcher Cox. Who else was in that deal?
Maxwell.
Michael Kendricks.
Kendricks. Well, you had to give up Maxwell and to move up to 8, right, to the Dolphins.
No, this is before. This is the previous season because that was Carson Wentz to move up for Max.
Oh! You're talking
know what I
about
mean?
what it would have taken to get okay.
Marcus Mariota.
So they were talking Cox definitely.
Yep.
Kendricks was definitely up there.
Yep.
They're definitely talking lots of picks.
Yep.
So probably they would have had to give up more than what they would have to give up for Wentz because Tennessee was standing firm. They didn't want to give
They didn't
part
want to
away
move.
with.
Miami?
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota better quarterback right now than Carson Wentz?
I would say so, yeah.
Right now.
Right
yes.
now.
Well, right now,
Right now,
obviously.
yes.
But ceiling, I think Mariota has a higher one, too.
It wouldn't shock me at all if 4 years down the line, like we continue to think about the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's, the Drew Breeses, heck, even Peyton Manning's 1 year removed. We looked for the better part of a decade at that group and was like, those are the elite quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
It would not shock me that 5 years from today, we're talking about Mariota, Wentz. I would even give it to Dak, Winston. Like, those are the elite quarterbacks.
Derek Carr too.
Derek
I
Carr,
got
yes.
touchdown interception ratios right here. If we want
Nice.
to look at them.
Nice.
So because that's who we want to compare Wentz to. We got Carr, Winston, Mariota. So you look at the second season. This is kind of where statistically they kind of make a jump. So Winston last year, second season, 28 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Mariota, 26 and 9. And then Carr in his second year, 28 and 6.
Wow. That's huge.
So you look at Wentz here. All right, so if people are talking 30 touchdowns, that's not going to happen because
No
even
way.
with these three great quarterbacks, they couldn't do it. But if he can get something like 26 and 10 maybe, because Mariota, that's 26 and 9 second year. That's
Crazy.
pretty crazy.
You know what's funny is that the Dan Lebitard show, they have like a fine system. It's called the Paul Feinbaum. And when you talk with phlegm in your mouth, you have to throw $1 in the bucket. I love that. The phlegm MVP. You know, every time you're talking to Mike, you're like, excuse me, hang on. It's the worst. I love that. All right, let's get to it, boys. We're going to mix in the Eagles at the end, obviously. And for the people that are watching right now on Facebook, please go ahead and send us your questions, comments, your concerns, whatever. A lot of people are watching right now. We greatly appreciate that. But go ahead and let us know what's on your minds. We're talking about everything. And the first thing I'm going to start off with is a little HBO show I just watched. And I just want to briefly get into this real quick. E-Rock, I know this is your wheelhouse. Adrian, I believe. Mike, how old are you?
24.
All right, so you're a little younger, but the Defiant ones on HBO about Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Holy shit.
No.
4-part series, incredible, inspirational. You walk out of there. I mean, they talked about how they came up with the idea of Beats by Dre, the headphones. And like that right there just makes you want to just like, okay, how could I, like, what can I do? They partnered up with Apple for $3.2 billion. I mean, Dre has money on top of money on top of money. But my man came through some shit from day one. Yeah. From day one. But the coolest thing about it is it's a 4-part series, and it shows you from MWA all the way to Death Row. You know, the third part, I forget, was whatever. And then the fourth part was Eminem. how he signed M. It's tremendous. But as far as I'm concerned, I went to the gym today and I threw the original Chronic on. And I was like, oh my God. Like, it just took me back, man. It took me back right there.
You know, I want to have a get off my lawn moment right now and sound like a complete old head. But the rappers today, when you take a look at like the little Uzi Verts and the little Yachties and shit like that, they have no idea what the real guys went through back when they were DJing part-time and producing part-time and taking sample, and they used to call it digging in the crates. You used to go to the record store. They had a great Tribe Called Quest documentary. I don't know if you saw that.
Beats, Rhyme, and Life. It's over there on the shelf.
It was literally
it's on the shelf.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
How they used to just listen to records and try to pick up on something, and then you had a drum machine. You literally had a Tech 12, a drum machine, a loop machine, and that's how you used to make beats. It was nothing with Apple computers. It was nothing part of it pissing me off because right now, DJ Khaled, you know, has got the freaking Wild Thoughts, and I keep singing Maria Maria in my head. You know what I mean? It's just, you can take anything now that was a hit, but it was sampled off of something else. You know what I mean? So it's kind of inventing itself, but you have to have an appreciation for the people that came up with that.
Sure. No, and it's crazy to really think about. Like, now today, there's no excuse for anybody. I don't care what you're trying to do in life. Sports talk, and you know this. You shoot your own videos and everything like that. You DJ, everything. Like, it's right there for you right now. And whether you get 2 people watching you or whatnot, bottom line is you're getting experience. Where back in the day, I mean, we didn't have this stuff. YouTube wasn't around, nothing like that. Yeah. So, you know, like the little Uzi Verts and all those guys, I'm sure they're talented and I'm sure they work hard and all that, but there's a lot of things that are already laid out for them very nicely. Where you had guys, like you said, Q-Tip, Dre, those dudes. Like, none of this.
Pioneers.
Yeah, absolute pioneers.
Who brought it to the mainstream that now you're able to capitalize on that mainstream.
Yeah. And one of the cooler things, too, from that 4-part series is it seemed like Dre recorded everything. So, like, that's the cool thing. Dude, he has footage of the first time him and M sat down and they came up with, hi, my name is, he had the beat, he played it, and then M was like, 2 parts, like maybe 3 seconds into it, he's like, hi, my name is, and Dre was like, whoa, stop. Like, we got to write that down. Crazy, dude.
Because dudes like that know it when they hear it.
Yeah.
They know
Oh, yeah,
instantly.
definitely. Dre, dude, with the stuff that he went through with Death Row with Suge. Suge was an absolute maniac. Suge came up the right way, which is really crazy. I did not know. I learned a lot of stuff in this documentary. But so Suge went off the deep end. Him and Pac were Badmouth and Dre. And, you know, you're talking about that record label was worth a ton. Like, nobody was doing anything like Death Row in those days, mid-'90s. They were the biggest and baddest. Nate Dogg, Warren G, Snoop, Tupac, Dre.
Bad Boy, but we know how.
Well, no, Bad Boy was about a year after.
You know,
but at that point in time, they were. And Dre was like, I don't want anything to do with Suge. See ya. And then his lawyers were like, no, get your piece of the pie. And he's like, no, I don't want anything to follow me. So he left. However, millions on the table because he didn't want anything to do with Suge Knight.
The rights to none of it.
None of it.
None of it.
And then he started Aftermath, and then he got 50, where he came out and had a bust of an album. You know, people were like,
was that the Chronic 2 or something?
I don't know. I don't know if it was an album. I take that back. But he had, like, songs that... I forget what they were, but they weren't that good.
Right.
And they were even saying it like, yo, Dre, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then he found M, and then he found 50, and it's just like lights out. And now, dude, the whole Beats by Dre is just incredible to me. It's just incredible, you know. So definitely highly recommend that to the people out there. Moving on. We are, what's today? Today is the 10th, the 11th?
The 11th?
12th?
Or
12th.
12th.
Oh, God.
First of all, I know we're 60 days away from Eagles football. I saw somebody post that, 60 days away, which is great. But I would say we're probably around 45 days from one of the biggest fights. Maybe I don't want to say that, biggest hype fight ever. And
Let's
that's,
go with the big hype.
Yeah, the big hype. Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, obviously part 2 of their 6-part road tour. They're up in Toronto today, press conference. Yesterday was the first one. I love it. I want to know where you guys stand. I don't expect too much from the fight, but that's the beauty of it to me. It's about the hype. It's about the talk, the trash talking. It's about Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, the biggest egos ever, money on the table. I love it all. I don't see how you can look at this and go, oh, I'm not going to buy it. Get out of here. First of all, you don't have to buy it. All you got to do is watch on Periscope or
just go to a bar. Or go to a bar.
Go to a bar, whatever. So, like, miss me with the, I'm not going to spend $100, but I'm hype about it. I can't wait. E-Rock, your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you what. If this fight was to take place in the octagon, Floyd would not stand a chance.
No.
But flip the script and take it from a guy who did MMA for 5 years and had a couple fights under his belt. Won one, lost one. It is a completely different ball game when you're in a boxing ring. Mm-hmm. Conor McGregor might be able to box him. He might be able to tough it out the entire fight. But Floyd is going to outclass, outbox him. I don't think he's going to knock him out. But I think Conor's going to learn a very hard and difficult lesson that this is a completely different format that you are not ready for. It doesn't necessarily... Boxing is in MMA.
Yeah.
Boxing separate is its own completely different animal. I think it goes the distance.
Do you?
I think it goes...
Wow.
I don't think Floyd can knock him out. I don't think Floyd can knock Conor McGregor out. But I see
Conor knock Floyd out.
He said 4 rounds yesterday, didn't he? After 4 rounds, he's going to knock him out.
Conor's going to get gassed
no way.
after 4 rounds, and then Floyd's just going to toy with him. I borderline feel bad for Conor because I can see this being the most embarrassing moment in his sporting career, and that's excluding talking all that shit to Diaz and getting choked out.
But the payday there is nothing what he's going to get paid here.
Yeah, but those last rounds, I can't wait to watch those like last 3 or 4 or 5 rounds, and
Floyd
just watching Floyd just
bouncing his
move,
head like a tetherball.
and Conor just gassed.
But what if McGregor pulls it off and beats Floyd somehow, some way? McGregor would be a legend forever. He would give that one loss to Floyd.
He will be,
without a
and
doubt.
there's a fighter's chance and there's a puncher's chance, and of course, all it takes is one punch. I get all of that. You wait and you watch.
No,
what is the chance? What, like 2%?
I was going to say it's really slim. But
Vegas
I think,
odds? Yeah, about that.
I think Floyd will win this without doubt. I don't think it's a knockout either. I think it's going to last till the end for 10 rounds or whatever. And it would be awesome to see McGregor win, in my opinion. But I just think Mayweather's going to take it home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a big UFC or boxing guy, so I'm just in it for the trash talking. It's exceptional
and it
so
is
far.
Excellent.
Yes.
Did you see that suit McGregor wore?
The what?
The suit McGregor wore yesterday?
Yes, where it said "fuck you" on
yeah.
it.
That was great.
Yes,
that was
it's
great.
tremendous. A lot of people are checking in, man. A lot of people. Andrew Bagley talking about Tribe. Dre is the reason. Dan Kennedy brought this up, which is hilarious. I forgot about this. At the end, it just slides right into Kendrick Lamar, who is probably the hottest thing out there besides Drake, whatever. Like Kendrick, and that's Dre's man, who they've teamed up, and it's just like, what is going on right now? So it's just continue with his legacy. This cat Castoris, look at Brace's sandals. What up? Summertime. Oh yeah, E-Rock got sandals on too, man. And then Brian Stanton, no, first Aftermath album was a compilation, so that's what it was. It was the first Aftermath album was a compilation. Okay, I didn't think it was his. It was. The Chronic 2001. Anyways, just check out the documentary. You will absolutely love it. You won't move from your damn seat. Back to the fight, though. I just want to say this. To me, this is a total cash grab for Conor McGregor. Does he think he can beat Floyd? Sure. But this started out of nowhere. This started because Conor McGregor was like, I want to fight him. That was it. And to his credit, here we are a year and a half later, 18 months later, whatever. It's happening, and he's going to get paid.
Yep.
If this is true, Floyd said this yesterday in the press conference, Conor McGregor for his last fight made $3 million. If that's true, I don't know what it is. I don't know what the pay-per-views work out. UFC does not hook their fighters up. They screwed them with the sponsorships. I'm a big UFC guy, but when they went to Reebok, all the small guys were getting the small time, small potato sponsorships. At least put money in their wallets. And instead, now everything's controlled by Reebok. UFC don't give a damn. That's all they care about is the bottom line, like any other business. And here's Conor McGregor going to cash in. So, I think that if there could be a chance for a rematch, and then what are we talking about there as far as payout? Pay-per-views are going to be through the roof. I think. I don't know, but
I think this is great for both sports. I wouldn't anticipate seeing this many more times again. you might see some UFC fighters decide, okay, UFC's not paying. You just mentioned the money aspect that I'm going to get into boxing. Boxing desperately needed that breath of fresh air. That's something to kind of give it that jolt and reinvigorate it. So they can thank Conor McGregor and the UFC for kind of giving them that jolt. Definitely. But I would not anticipate. You're going to see boxers go to MMA. You're going to see some MMA fighters go to boxing to separate their professions, to move on in their career in a different direction. I would not see this UFC champion fighting this boxer again for a while.
No.
I think this is going to settle it.
And Oscar De La Hoya tried to get, I said yesterday too, I apologize. He tried to get Conor to fight one of his fighters. And it didn't happen because Conor was like, dude, if I'm going to cross over, I want to fight Floyd. That's it. There's money there.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to it. If I'm home, it's a Saturday night, I'll have to work. But if I was home, I'd definitely buy it. I wouldn't care. You know, because Manny Pacquiao, Floyd was $100. This pay-per-view is the same price. I don't know. I mean, I'm not rich, but I'm just saying, if I was home on my couch, I wasn't doing anything, I'd invite a couple people over, and I think I'd get my money.
We all know where we're going to be. We all know where we're going. Over Sean!
Where are we going?
We're crashing your place.
Oh, I'm working. I'll be working.
Oh, you're working?
Yeah.
Well, I got. I know the combination. I know the combination. We're good.
Fire it up, man. I'm sure there's some way we can put it up there with the, bootleg style. Looking forward to that. So please, let me know what you people are thinking about this Floyd and Conor fight, and if there's ever a chance for Conor McGregor, because I'm interested about that. Let's move on to this, boys, if we could. Right now, like I don't believe in superstition. Like this is gonna sound like I'm talking out both sides of my mouth. I don't believe in superstitions. I don't believe in craziness. I feel like the golden rule, doing to others that you want done to you. Like I think that applies in life, but I do believe in karma. Karma, superstition, karma. I don't know. I think karma is more towards the golden rule type of thing. And I look at the 76ers, and I just wonder. I wonder right now if karma will never allow us to enjoy what we have, the fruits of our labor. These studs. Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz, Joel Embiid, and it's just incredible. You throw those three guys on a team, but are we ever going to be able to enjoy them? And of course, I'm talking about the weekend scare over Markelle Fultz, him rolling his ankle, and getting carried off by his teammates. I thought it was done. And
it was exactly how Ben Simmons broke his foot, rolled over an ankle like that.
Yeah. So here we are. Adrian, I'll start with you. Am I crazy? Are we going to be able to enjoy this? Don't dare tell me Embiid's going to be fine this year, because I'm not signing up.
Well, let's pray that he could play 50. Like 50. We'll see, man. I don't really believe in that stuff, but you're entitled to.
You don't believe in the basketball god, karma, the karma. Yeah.
No, I don't.
No,
I don't. Do you guys?
I don't believe in either. I mean,
let's just put them in bubble wrap. Just
I was going to say, hopefully
put them in the locker room.
And Simmons and all those guys are not minutes restriction this year. I'm praying to God that doesn't happen. But if these guys could stay healthy, like you say, like around 50 games or something like that, this could be like a 40-win team. I'm not sure how big seed it will be. Probably a 4 seed, 5 seed, something like that. But I don't think we're going to make far in the playoffs. But it'd be just something bright. We haven't seen anything bright from the Sixers in years.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will be the biggest bright spot. Hopefully things after this year turn around.
E-Rock, I know you believe in some sort of I know you do.
Facebook Live, let me tell you something. This was a setup. Because he went to Adrian first, all right? Because he knew my Sixers position. He went to he didn't tell me we were going to do this, but he went to Adrian first, and then he went to Mike, and then I'm not even going to check my mentions. This is the phone. There it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even looking at the mentions. Listen, I don't believe in karma. Not at least sports related. I don't believe in superstitions. I don't believe in the same jersey you're putting on or the same pair of underwear.
You wear the same damn Eagles drawers every tailgate. Get out of here.
That has nothing to do with what happens on. They stink, by the way.
Yeah.
That has
Wait,
nothing.
so I mean, you were to tell me when the Eagles won that NFC Championship game back in 2004, whatever you were wearing at that time, you don't have in a special place ready to go to for like a special game or anything like that? No? All right. I figured you would, but okay.
No,
I judged you wrong.
I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in everything happens habits for a reason. I'm not a big religious guy. No, not a knock against anybody
No,
who is, but
yeah.
I don't believe in plan. I enjoy the randomness of the universe and just dumb luck. But the most beautiful things in this world are creative out of just stupid ass dumb luck, right? But if I was to ever make the argument for karma, I would look no further than the Philly. I would sit down and tell you the story about the process and the 76ers. And I don't think they're cursed. I think this thing is going to come together at some point. But like many things that are good, that's good, it's often the people who believe in it most that spoil it for everybody else. So when you have the the Hinkyites doing the retweet Armageddon, tweeting out old takes about the process just because their thing
It's funny to them.
happened.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you lost a lot and you got a lot of first-round picks. If you guys want to high-five each other and pat each other on the back and celebrate, that's great. But to then drag all the non-believers, all the peons who didn't believe in the process, as if you won something.
Yeah.
As if you actually went on the court and proved it. Now, let me make this clear. If the Philadelphia 76ers win a championship in the next 4 or 5 years, with Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Fultz, there should be a national holiday, at least citywide, where the citizens of Philadelphia should be able to walk up and down Broad Street with their cocks just swaying. All right? They should be able to walk around with their cocks out.
All right.
Ladies, if you want to do a ta-ta thing, trust me,
Hey,
us guys would appreciate it.
not hating.
God bless you guys. But don't shit on everybody else when you haven't won a thing, and then that would be my argument for karma. Be careful. Be careful. Celebrate. Be happy. Be careful.
Yeah. No, I think that there is something to that with those guys, the Liberty Baller crew with the rights to Ricky Sanchez. That's who it is. It's not really the Liberty Baller. It is, but it's really the rights to Ricky Sanchez, Spike Eskin, and Mike, his name is. I don't know who he is.
How much of a leap we're talking here? Like how many wins? What do you think?
What, for
With-
the-
if
for
if they
next
can
year?
stay healthy?
Oh,
This
what are
year?
you thinking?
I'm thinking 42, 43 games this year.
If Joel Embiid is healthy?
If he's healthy.
If he can
Joel
play
Embiid
50.
plays 55,
He plays-
50 games this year? Oh, give me the over all day. I'm 40, 42 wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joel Embiid is a monster. He's incredible, but he's not going to stay healthy. So, and I hate saying this every single time I get on the microphone because people hate me and they're like, "What are you saying, Brace? At least." No, I mean, dude, we 3 years, 31 games. He's a big man. Unless he changes, unless they change, and we've talked about this, the way he operates. There should be no driving. There should be no
him on the block.
There's no 3-pointers with Joel Embiid. Now, are you taking away his game? Are you taking away who Joel Embiid is? Possibly, but isn't that better for the long run? I can't watch this guy drive anymore. Like, I don't want to see this. And his knee is hyperextending. Dude, he's a big man. Put him on the block. Feed him the ball.
Yeah.
And if you're going to cut down 5 or 6 points per game because of that, I don't care. If you're going to tell me you're going to give me 10 to 15 extra games and he's only going to score about 5 or 6 points less, fine, sign me up. Because that's what it all comes down to. Is if Joel Embiid will be healthy come playoff time, look out. And I just don't see it. He's a big dude, man.
And it's funny you mentioned the win total because the whole thought, the whole theory, and it's not that I disagree with the theory behind the process, right? And I get tweeted at, dude, what did you want? You wanted freaking 8th seed in the playoffs every year?
Yep.
You wanted the draft pick in the late teens? Like, what'd you expect? I don't give a shit what the win total is. This year, next year, they have to win a championship with this crew. Otherwise, you are in that purgatory that you were, in essence, trying to get out of.
Yep.
And the process was a failure. I mean, you can deny it all you want, because now I see people going, well, you know, the process was just designed to get these players.
The process was designed to get the players and win a championship.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all that matters. That's what you put those fans through it. And God bless them for sticking through it the entire time. Lord knows I checked out. I'm not watching a bad product on the court on purpose.
And there was rumors like 2 weeks ago that the Sixers were in talks with Embiid about doing like a contract extension, I believe. How you guys feel about that if he barely even played?
Well, I think you have to have that conversation with everybody in the room, that the decision makers, and say to yourself, if he plays such and such, what are we talking about? If he plays this amount of games, what are we talking about? You know, no matter what, are you not going to sign this guy? Like, if he misses all of next year, are you just giving up on Joel Embiid? Because I don't think I am.
I wouldn't either.
I don't think I am.
I would give him another shot.
Well,
one
it's
more
great.
year.
Like he's
After
like
that,
a Greg Oden.
It's yeah.
I don't feel like he's an Andrew Bynum, like it's just done. And I don't have faith in him playing either. But I'm not willing to like just say that's how much of a freak he is. Like I can't just say, all right, now let him go to Toronto. Best of luck, see ya. And then all of a sudden he turns around and he's able to play 50 games, whatever. So I think at this point in time you're going to give him another contract. So if you can get him cheaper now, do it. That's the way I look
Here's
at
the thing too that doesn't work in their favor because you have until the start of the season. You can't wait for the season to play itself out and extend them. You have to do it before. So if you don't do it before October 31st, then you have to wait until next year when he's a restricted free agent. So it's a tough position to be in, that's for sure. And if it were me, I'm waiting for the season to play out. I mean, you have to. And then if anything, you can match.
Even then, you're still going to pay him.
You are, but you at least have the ability to match
Sure. No, you're right.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I think you could get him cheaper if you don't go down that path.
If he agrees to cheaper.
That's fair. Yeah, it
Yeah.
all comes down to him, too.
Yeah.
What will he do? So that's fair. Yeah, that's a good point. So I don't know. Look, the Sixers right now, you guys don't believe in that sports karma. I mean, I'm sorry. I got done at Fox, and I literally just got done Saturday night, get in my car. I'm driving to the bar to meet up with my buddy, and we're going to watch the second half. And he's like, Fultz is injured. Oh, my God, Fultz is injured. And I'm like, dude, like, you're a dick. Like, don't mess with me like that. And then next thing I go to Twitter, and it's like, oh my, what? Yeah. Like, dude, I don't see anybody else's stars getting hurt. I mean, I don't. Who? Name a rookie that's hurt, for somebody else. I'm sure that there's somebody.
Jabari Parker.
Okay, fair. No, there you go. Yeah, that's one. And then, but they have the Greek freak.
If I knock on wood right now, everybody's going to stay healthy for the whole season.
No. I don't think.
Wait,
that.
all three? All three? Yeah. Simmons, Embiid.
So it only works for one player at a time.
And let me just let me just say this because I feel the need to say it because I'm frightened to look at my phone down there and see the mentions in the fire that's just shot my way. I wish nothing but the best for the Philadelphia 76ers.
All day.
I wish happiness for their fans that stuck through this entire process thing. Because, look, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm a diehard. I'm a season ticket holder. Yeah. I remember we were just talking about the last couple of years of Andy Reid and the last couple of – I know what it's like to look at the last meaningless game of the season, look up at the stands when they're playing the Redskins and going, holy shit, there's a lot of empty seats in here.
Seats, yep.
And then have that stadium filled the next season when there's hope and promise of Carson Wentz and stuff like that. I wish nothing but the best for them and happiness for them. They're a Philadelphia team. There's a reason why people stamp 4 for 4 with such pride. Is that because the city name becomes before the team name every single time? Mm-hmm. They're my squad. I want to see them do good. I would just warn the 76ers fans who are going to pound their chest, and I know they're chomping at the bit to do it. I would be too. But I want to warn them about pounding a little too hard because once upon a time, right, the Eagles fans were pounding their chest trusting a false messiah, right? I think we could all say that.
I said Super Bowl.
Who went? I said Super Bowl.
I said a Super Bowl, not that year, but I said Super Bowl. Absolutely,
give me 4 years. We're going to win a Super Bowl. And he was in football for 4 years. And how long was Hinkie with the process? So there's and we were looking down upon people like, you don't understand, man. This is just the future of the game. He's just next level thinking. That's why you guys don't understand. This is how it's done nowadays. It's revolutionizing everything, and it turned out to not work out. So celebrate when the time is due. God willing, that'll happen. Until then, easy peasy, man. Just don't tempt the fate that these guys believe in.
Yeah, there it is. I believe in that. That's right. No, and I totally agree with you because Chip Kelly had me. I mean, when you go 10-6 your second year, 10-6 your first year, win the division, 10-6 the second year, miss the playoffs. You're like, well, what the hell's going on here? Third year, like, let's go. We're gonna be fine. And then all of a sudden he's gone. It's like, wait, what the hell just happened?
And then 1 year in San Francisco, and they've been.
Man, he's terrible.
Went downhill real quick.
Scheme got figured out real quick.
Real quick. So and you know what? He did it to himself too. Not to go down.
Oh,
that
no,
road.
he did.
Because we
Yeah,
talked
no
about
doubt.
this. There was
Yeah.
no reason
The
to make
arrogance.
those trades, and come on, you had those stud players, and all of a sudden you're getting rid of them. It made no sense. All right. Speaking of, let's talk a little about those Eagles if we could here.
Yes,
Do it.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the tailgate champs.
Yeah. Break out the belt, E-Rock. Break out the belt. Yeah.
September, week 3 against the New York Giants.
How about
Come on,
that?
party with
Is that the first home game, week 3?
Yes.
3 against the New York Giants.
Skins first week. Who's week 2?
Yeah.
Week 2 is
Who is
Chicago?
week 2?
I got it right here.
Anyone got a schedule in
I
their
got it.
pocket?
Gotcha. Hold on.
All right, cool. Break that out. Yeah, no, that's crazy. So, wow, 3rd week, and then that's their first home game. Well, whatever. You know, it is what it is. I might go down to that Skins game. Are you going to go to Skins game, the opener? I don't know if you're...
Gale and I, and big shout out to Mr. Gale,
Oh, yeah.
who's out in New York right now, who couldn't make it this evening. But Gale and I are thinking about it. You know, there's some travel plans. We're thinking about
might want to get done. Who they got week 2?
We face Andy Reid and the Chiefs.
Oh, wow. In KC. In Arrowhead.
Skins, and then KC. Are we 2-0? 1-1?
I'll tell you what, that Redskins game, it could be like that 2000 season. Remember they played against the Cowboys, and the Redskins, they can't beat them right now. That could be
The
something that
Redskins
could really
just have our
set
number.
the tone.
For some reason, the Redskins just have our number.
Set the tone for the entire
Yeah,
season if they
that'd
win
be
that
great
game.
if we could set the tone and win the 1st
I'm
game.
going to say 2-0. I'm
Wow.
going to say 2-0 because I don't think that last year with Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz there was success early on because he really didn't have the film on Carson Wentz or Doug Peterson to really go off of. Later half of the season, I think there was enough tape on these guys to kind of not figure them out, but figure them out a little bit. And remember, you're feeding Carson Wentz a very limited playbook as a rookie.
Yeah, we don't
Meanwhile,
know that playbook yet. It
Yeah,
hasn't been unleashed yet.
You haven't seen this playbook. You haven't seen this offense. You haven't seen the full capabilities of Carson Wentz or the coaching staff for putting together a game plan because we hadn't had the weapons. Now
Yeah.
we do.
True.
So
And
I
now
can
you can
easily
utilize
see the
that
Eagles
playbook.
going 2-0.
Okay. No, I could see that too because, who knows? That's number 1. But number 2 is that you're right. They do have weapons for Carson Wentz right now. And I can't wait to see what Alshon. And you got to give credit to Howie and whoever else was behind that.
Joe Douglas.
Yeah, going
Joe
and
Douglas.
getting
Oh, yeah.
Alshon
Man.
Jeffrey
Oh, yeah.
was absolutely huge. Everybody wanted. Sure, they probably spent a couple extra million than somebody else out there. We heard the rumors about Minnesota. You had to pay a couple extra, only a 1-year deal. I love the make it or the prove it yourself type of deal. But
1 year.
Alshon was an absolute must get, and they got him. And
Yeah.
it doesn't work like that. So to their credit, they did. Torrey Smith. I don't know. I don't know what Torrey's going to bring.
He's a good 2. It was the same thing with J-Matt. A 2 is a 2 is a 2.
Yeah.
What they had is a
Just
2.
hope he still has
asking to be a
speed.
1,
Yeah,
and
that
then
was
a
the
bunch
thing,
of
the
4
speed.
and 5.
And a lot of people have been down him about the speed, so hopefully he could show off what he's got
We'll
this
see.
year. We'll see what
But
happens.
isn't it great that you see this Eagles organization kind of learning from their mistakes, the past misdeeds of Donovan McNabb, drafting a quarterback high, number 2, coincidental, and then and having this young offensive-minded head coach and pairing them up, and then never really surrounding him with the weapons during his prime years that would have pushed them over the edge. And then you bring in Terrell Owens, and they go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, this is lessons learned. So now you got Carson Wentz. They didn't let what's the quarterback's coach?
DiFilippo.
DiFilippo.
They didn't let Filippo interview
He might
with the
be
Jets.
the next Eagles head coach.
He might be.
He might be.
But they're trying to do everything they can to put as much talent, as much coaching, as many resources around this young quarterback because they learned from the mistakes the first time with Donovan. And I feel great about where this direction is headed.
Got to feel good about it. That's for sure. Adrian, I want you to think, and right now I want you to come up with, I'm going to give
Okay.
you a little bit, I'm going to read some comments here. The number 1 concern as we roll into this upcoming season for the Eagles.
Definitely.
Hold it.
Okay.
All right, you think on that. I asked you to think on that.
That's quick.
But we got a bunch of people checking in here on the Facebook
I
page.
know that.
Let me go ahead and pull it up. Madison Bloomer. Hello, Madison. She says, hey, guys. Hey, Mike. Hey, E-Rock.
Hey,
what
Madison.
up?
Oh, hey, it's
Donnie's checking in. It's a 12-round fight. He's talking about he doesn't think Connor makes it to the 12th. I kind of agree with that. I think it's going to be sloppy. I heard you say it's going to go distance. I feel like it's just going to be sloppy. And I just feel like it's going to be something fluky is going to happen in the 3rd round where Floyd catches Connor on the chin and he's just down. I mean, dude, Floyd's old, but he's 49-0. Like
For a reason.
Yeah, he's 49-0. Brett's checking. He says, I'm not going to be buying it. I'm just going to be cheap and watch it on Twitter. You're not going to be the only one. Tony's checking in, our old man Tony.
Hey.
He says, Madden cover curse. Do you guys remember the Madden cover?
Well, I do. Wasn't McNabb was on which one? Was it the year they after they went to the Super Bowl?
Or 2000, I have it somewhere.
Eddie George on the cover.
Eddie
Ray
George.
Lewis was on the cover. Donovan was on the cover.
I just don't remember the year, if it was 05 or 06.
Okay.
How about Terrell Owens?
But
with the
06, Jeff
ESPN,
Garcia.
That video game, ESPN 2K5 or something like that, 2K7, something like
See,
that.
this is when you're 24 years just
Yeah,
showing here.
that's
This
what I mean.
2K. I'm an EA Sports
I don't have
guy.
the
I'm
gray
mad.
hairs. I don't have the gray hairs going in this
Exactly.
room.
Exactly. And you have hair on top, too. All right? Be appreciative of that.
I at least have the hair on top.
Our guy Nick Pacone checking in, and Chip we trust, and he threw the ugly face, the sick face.
We've been down that road.
Yeah,
yeah.
we ain't lying about
We've
that.
been down this road before.
Donnie checks in again. He says, is Aguilar going to have a turnaround season? That's what I keep on hearing people saying. He's been looking good. So let's go down that road just for 2 seconds. They are out there, and Madden 06 is when McNabb was on it.
Madden 06, and that was the year that Jeff Garcia started the playoff game, so he did get hurt.
Wow, how about
Merry
that?
Christmas, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
How about
so
that?
now your phone's going to be blowing up even more.
The boys right now, before we get into what's the biggest concern going into this next year, how about the cool thing, man? Carson Wentz has all the boys out there in North Dakota. They're out there on a lake, and he's paddleboarding with the 2 dogs. God, he's such a hillbilly hick, and I love it. I love it. I love my I don't want my quarterback in the club. I want him to love Jesus and hunt. I want my quarterback to love Jesus and hunt. That's Carson Wentz. But I know it's a thing that all quarterbacks do, and we were talking about before we went live. I know Sanchez did it with some guys out to California. He did it with the Jets camp, whatever. I don't know. It just feels more real to me this time around with Carson Wentz. I don't know why I'm getting that feeling. E, are you like, what's your thoughts on these guys all working out together?
The word you're searching for is genuine.
Genuine.
Because you saw him talking in front of the, whatever parish or church group or organization, talking about how he wanted to be a place where he was closer to, and put that aside, but how he was talking about how it feels like a family in there. And that's family. That's a word that's been lacking in the Eagles locker room for quite some time now. Mm-hmm. Family, right? And yes, other quarterbacks have done it. I remember Sam Bradford, or maybe it was Mark Sanchez, had them all out in California, and they all took a nice picture together.
I think Bradford did something too.
Yeah,
so I don't want to.
But you didn't see dudes periscoping and tweeting about it and really looking like they're having a good bonding time. And isn't it funny that our quarterbacks got our receivers out there doing that? Meanwhile, another quarterback in the NFC East, who will remain nameless, is getting accused of fake autographs. And another quarterback in the NFC East, who will remain nameless, is getting accused of peddling phony memorabilia.
Here's a practice helmet. Say I used it in the Super Bowl.
And another and another quarterback in the NFC East, who will remain nameless, is going to spend one more year with that dumpster fire organization before he goes to a organization that fully appreciates him. Meanwhile, our guys are giving baptisms at NovaCare, preaching in front of the choir, bringing the boys out, singing Kumbaya by the campfire, all behave themselves, and meanwhile you have this word of family.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, you're right. And the genuine word is exactly, it's so true. And the guys seem like they want to be there. They're all having a good time, periscoping, working out. And, I think part of that, well, a big piece of that would be believing in this guy, too. Yes. Where they're looking at Carson Wentz going, Nick Pacone checks in. He says, I'm told Torrey Smith is really impressed by Wentz as a second-year quarterback. Yeah, damn right. He was impressed with his rookie year.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what he looks like right now. So, and it's just the how it works for quarterbacks or anybody in whatever profession. You just become more mature each year you go in. Maturation process. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
Trust
it's year 2. And here we are.
And people hear about this. Like, this shit spreads.
Yeah.
Remember when LaShawn McCoy, I think Frank Gore, the infamous Frank Gore, Eagles Hall of Famer, right, was going to sign with the Eagles.
Great career.
Had
Fantastic.
had terms agreed to, and then got a phone call from LaShawn McCoy. Hey, man, Here's the down low on what's going on with the Birds. You really don't want to do that. You don't think that other teams are paying attention to Carson Wentz and the unity and the bond that these guys are having going, Alshon came here.
I was going to say, Alshon took notice.
Less money from or less years from the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
To come here to play with Carson Wentz. You don't tell me he's sitting there going, I made the right fucking decision.
Right away, as soon as he signed with the Eagles, he's like, I can't wait to play with Wentz. He's like, I want to win a championship. I want to make Wentz an MVP. I'm like, everybody's taking notice of this. Everybody, the whole NFL is taking notice of this, and hopefully this brings us a bright future for the Eagles, I hope. Hoping.
Did you want to say something, Adrian? All right, I'm going to go to you right now because we got a bunch of good comments. A lot of people checking in. Love it. Keep it coming. We got a good... Really good, just good Eagles conversation going on.
Love
right
it.
now. So, but please give me your thoughts right now, because now we're at the point where everyone starts writing positive, and I don't mean
Oh, this is about Nelly.
It's the part of the year where you start reading it. Oh, the Eagles have a top 5 offensive line. Oh, the defensive line's going to rip it up. It happens every single year, and for every team possible too. I'd imagine that there's Cleveland Browns websites writing pro Brown stuff. Who'd they draft? The quarterback from Kaiser, right? Kaiser Notre Dame? Didn't they get Kaiser?
Yeah, Deshaun Kaiser.
I read an article that was like, if you want to fix the Browns' problems, you start Deshaun Kaiser. No, that's not the answer, dude. That is not the answer. But
He
still,
sucks,
so we're at
by
the
the
point
way.
in the time right now, but give it to me straight. Adrian
Yeah.
Fedke, number one concern for the Eagles 2017 season is.
Yeah, cornerback spot for me, especially coming back from last year trying to replace Leotis McKelvin and Nolan Carroll. So you got Jalen Mills.
That's a lot to
and his-
replace.
Well, we'll see if we can improve. So Patrick Robinson is, I think, a key guy for the Eagles this season. We'll see what he can do. Had a tremendous season 2 years ago for San Diego, so you kind of hope that he can play to that level again. Last year kind of had an injury-riddled season with the Colts, so now he's here in Philly. The reason why the cornerback spot is so important, I mean, last year it all went downhill once the Redskins game happened, and quarterbacks figured out quick 3-step drop, get the ball out, and that just killed us. So everybody wants to talk about top 5 defensive line. You can talk about that all you want, but if the quarterbacks are going quick 3-step drop, getting the ball out so quick, the pressure's not getting there.
Yeah.
So the cornerback play has to be able to be good enough that the pressure can get to the quarterback. So that's the whole key, I think, for basically the entire season on the defensive side of the ball.
And it makes a difference. You get after quarterback, obviously. Balls are up for grabs. We all, I'm not.
Hit the quarterback.
It's the truth. You get after the quarterback, get in his mind. You start seeing ghosts.
Yep.
All of that. So hopefully, will this defense get after the quarterback? E-Rock. Will this happen this upcoming season?
Well, you would have to assume so. They invested a first-round pick in Barnett, who, by many experts saying, is one of the top pass rushers, if not the top pass rusher. I don't.
A lot of Terrell Suggs comparisons with him.
Yeah.
And if that's true, and you brought in Jernigan, you traded for Jernigan, so there's a guy who might even be an upgrade from Logan right there. So the pass rush is going to get at it. But Adrian, I mean, you nailed it. It doesn't matter how ferocious that wide 9 Jim Schwartz, who doesn't like to blitz a lot, a pass rush is or needs to be. If the ball's out of your seconds in a second and a half or 2 seconds, it's going to be tough to defend. I would expect to see Mills out there, and I would expect to see Razul out there.
We'll see if Douglas can kind of overcome everything. From what I remember, from West Virginia, he didn't even play in it was like a 3-3-5 type of system. So the type of scheme that he was in, I think it's going to be a tougher transition to the NFL for him. So if he does start, I can see him maybe near the end of the season. But I don't know if he's going to be ready.
I don't know. I'm hoping to see some Sidney Jones this year, hopefully, if he's healthy, if he's able to be healthy.
We're talking about an Achilles. I
get that.
I want to bubble wrap him like Embiid.
I don't see him playing. All right, so I don't know this off the top of my head, so maybe you guys do. The pup list is 8 weeks, right? That's where he's going to start the season.
Yeah.
So right then there, he's done till week 9.
There's even an injury reserve thing where you can bring somebody back by I think it's week 10. Don't quote me on that.
So
there's an opportunity for him to come back.
So if there's a chance, if they get around that week 9, week 10 mark, and he's healthy,
There's a difference between able to go and ready to go.
Sure.
I mean, you're making a transit. First of all, you're coming off of an
That's so
injury,
true, by the way.
which anybody will tell you you're mindful of that
Oh,
injury.
yeah.
It doesn't
Oh,
matter
yeah.
if it's a wide receiver with a knee, if
Yeah.
it's somebody with a torn tricep.
What would be the reason? Well, like, are the Eagles
If
ripping it up?
if
and
they
then,
were
like,
so
bringing it
if they
in?
were so bad in the secondary and they
but they're
actually
winning
had,
games.
I was gonna say,
But if they're winning
might-
if they're winning
Wing
games
in
and
no
they're
way.
and they're a dumpster fire in the secondary, maybe you attempt
Yeah.
to put them out there.
If you're in a playoff hunt and the thing that's it's clearly obvious, as obviously as it was last year, that your secondary is such a hindrance that you're either A, losing games or almost losing games or getting completely blown out because people are going over the top of you. But you're in the playoff hunt. Or better yet, you have the division, right?
Yeah.
You're leading
Yeah.
the division, and the freaking Cowboys are creeping up on you.
Yeah.
I could see maybe putting him on the active roster just for playoff time, just in case. But I don't want to see Sidney Jones in
I'm
an
with you
Eagles
there.
uniform at all this year. You have a piece, almost like we were just talking about the 76ers. Ben Simmons. There was no reason to rush Ben Simmons back.
Yeah.
If the Eagles are doing shitty, if they're not doing good, why would you rush him back?
No reason to.
This guy is a top 15 talent, if not a top 10
Oh, yeah.
talent.
Yeah,
you got in the
definitely.
second round. He was the guy you would have drafted if he was healthy. You got a gift. You got a gift. Don't spoil it by trying to rush it.
They really did get a gift by drafting him. That
Oh,
was
and so smart.
great. Yeah,
So
it
smart
was. It
to get.
was, and you knew somebody was going to take him at that spot, and it was just like, okay, perfect. It worked
Sorry
out.
to disagree with you, but
No, I'm just saying. It was
You
even
didn't
funny
like that
because
pick.
I do.
No, he wants to play.
I
Sidney
want to
Jones.
play Sidney Jones.
That's what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But what was funny was at the draft, we were there for Thursday night, and it was funny because Derek Barnett, when we got Derek Barnett, where we were at, we heard quite a few boos going on.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't able to make it to Friday night. But
I think it was like 65-35, 70-30.
yeah.
Like positive, like even 65-35. I think is a good number.
it was a mass exodus.
Oh, it was.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
they
mean,
bounced.
what would have made you stick around? Like if they drafted the linebacker from Alabama, are we hanging out
Foster.
partying?
That's what we were praying for, Foster at the
just to
time.
clarify, like I don't watch college football. I watch the bowl games, but I don't know these guys.
Yeah.
So what I go off of is what I hear from PhillyInfluencer.com, what I hear from other people.
That's Adrian.
What I-
Yeah.
You know what I hear from guys, names. Okay.
Gale.
Gale. You know, Dalvin Cook. I'm hearing Foster. I'm hearing this guy, that guy, that guy. The only buddy I heard pounding the friggin' table for Derek Barnett was Ray Didinger. That's it. That was the only one. So
I
then
did.
when
I
Derek
did
Barnett-
ask Billick a question about Barnett because I could see it coming because of the Y9 he played at Tennessee.
Okay.
So he was a perfect fit for the system. I didn't think they were going to take him. I thought Foster was going to be the guy, but then we found out after the fact, obviously with
Yeah.
Foster. And
I felt a lot
You know.
better after you saw those other
Oh,
guys
my
start.
goodness.
Even
Yeah.
after I saw even
Yeah.
the Ravens pass on him, I was like, all right, there's obviously something up with Foster. But luckily, I think we did the nice, safe pick with Barnett.
Yeah, and I honestly, we've heard it mentioned 100 times he broke Reggie White's sack record. That's fine, but dude, he had 33 sacks at the SEC or in the SEC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
pretty
impressive.
darn
Oh,
good.
yeah.
So
He had more than Garrett, I think.
he's a monster. Did he? Yeah, he had more than Garrett.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
I don't think it was a sexy pick, but looking back on it, hindsight, that's where he should have gone. And he's going to help this football team without a doubt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Looking forward to it. I know we all are. 60 days. 60 days.
That's a
away.
long time too.
Oh, it is. It
man.
is. Especially when the Phillies are just so bad.
True.
What else do we have? I mean, thank God the NBA offseason has at least, took on some of our focus. It's
true. Summer league.
free agency, summer league, all
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
But the
Yep.
NBA is just really turned into a 365 league right now.
It
so
is.
to speak.
Yeah.
But let's continue to talk about the Eagles. Let's just focus on the division. Let's just say that for a second here. Dallas repeating. How do we feel about Dak? How do we feel about Zeke? Zeke, who I was reading, somebody posted a picture and they saw him in the
he
mall.
ignored him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it seems like a Zeke. He
He seems like
a
that
good
guy.
dude. He doesn't seem like a good dude.
Yeah, he seems like that
I
guy.
think we can all agree with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't believe everything you read on social
True.
I
True.
When I first saw it, and I retweeted it on the 4th and JAWN account.
Yep.
Did you?
But when I first saw it, I was like, "This is just he snapped a picture and then just tweeted
At the end, you know, could be.
kind of like
Sometimes with these things too, it's like you come across a guy, an athlete, for 10 seconds of his entire life. You don't know what kind of mood he's in. So that 10 seconds, it's gonna, you know, basically you're judging him off those 10 seconds.
I'm not saying he's not a douchebag.
No, yeah.
But, you know, off of that, man, let's not...
He's a cowboy.
I know
so
what
you can
you
say
mean.
that, right?
But focusing on the team as a whole, how are we feeling about the Cowboys? You know, I thought that they showed a lot last year. Offensive line, spending those 3 first-round picks year after year after year, finally finally translated. Zeke, we all knew Zeke was going to be good.
Yeah,
we all
we
knew
knew
that.
with
We
that
were all hanging out
O-line,
in that draft.
yeah,
we
knew.
were all there, and we were like, shit. You know, if we didn't draft Carson, would Zeke be an Eagle? Who knows? But would they have moved up that far to get him? Probably not. But we all knew he was going to be good. So the Cowboys' biggest concern in the division. Who do you think is going to be, you know, shaking things up? Go for it.
I mean, when you take a look at the NFC East, I think you're looking at arguably the best division in football, right next to the AFC West. You know, the AFC West. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys, their weakness is going to be their defense. They got Nolan Carroll now starting for them at cornerback. All right, but that offensive line, Dak is talented. I don't care what arguments you want to make, stack it up. Dak, he's talented.
Yeah.
Zeke's a beast. Their wide receivers are good. The offensive line is something of lore now. The weakness is going to be in the secondary for the Cowboys. We already talked about all the Eagles additions and what they're doing. Don't sleep on the New York Giants.
I was about to say the Giants are
we
going to
want
be...
to dismiss them because of Eli Manning.
People were talking about them having the best wide receivers in the best unit in the league.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't.
You got
That's
Beckham
definitely
in
the
the
conversation.
The best wide receivers.
I mean, that's definitely in the conversation.
Who else is there besides freaking Beckham? They
They got Brandon
Marshall.
Marshall now.
and that
They like that Sterling Shepard.
Sterling
kid.
Shepard.
He's quick.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And they drafted the tight end.
As far as a trio, like, look, I'm not saying they're winning the division.
No, but
don't sleep on the Giants. They spent all that money on the defense, and we Eagles fans kind of poo-pooed it off because, again, we've learned our lesson. We've been there. We've spent a lot of money on the defense, and it hasn't always worked out. Guess what? It worked out for the New York Giants. Their defense is pretty good.
Exceptional.
They have a lack
Yeah.
of an offensive line, a lack of a run game, you know, an average
Eli
run
was
game.
terrible last year too.
And Eli was terrible.
They were
last year.
26th
But they
in
were-
offense last year. The
but
Giants.
they were doubling Beckham. They had Eli and Beckham. That's all they had.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to win the division, but don't sleep on the Giants. And then I think the one team that we can say will be at the bottom, although they seem to always have our number, the Washington Redskins. You know, they lost a bunch of receivers. Kirk Cousins is practically checked at 1 foot out the door in that place. But I think overall it's a phenomenally competitive division. It's going to be entertaining up until the bitter end.
Yeah, no, it's always a great division. Yeah. You know, even if the Skins stink or the Giants stink or you know the Eagles are struggling with Chip Kelly, still it's just a great division. There's true rivalries there, and maybe it's because we're in the backyard. You know, maybe that's why. But I do like the Steelers and the Ravens. I like that division. But
Definitely.
the NFC East all day. Who you got? Number one contender. If it's not the Eagles winning it, who is it?
Cowboys. Sadly, I hate to say it's the Cowboys, but they're going to be a powerhouse offense, no doubt. The only question with them is their defense in general, because I'm not sure if their defense can hold out. Yeah, they're getting what's his name, that linebacker, Jalen Smith, I think his name. He's going to come back. He's supposed to be a stud coming out of the draft. Was it 2 years ago, I believe?
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame. I think he's going to definitely help out if he stays healthy, of course. I just think it's going to be a tie, really close between the Cowboys and the Eagles. And then, like E said, I think the Giants are going to be a real sleeper and like creep their way in. But I think the Cowboys will be first again this year. Then the Eagles will be 1 game back. I would say the Eagles get 9 wins, and then the Cowboys get 10.
9, okay. Adrian?
Okay. Yeah, I think the Cowboys are the class of division still, unfortunately. Their defense just always seems to be average at the end of the season, even though on paper they don't look that.
Right.
Rod Marinelli is a mastermind for them on the defensive side of the ball. So if they can just play average defensively, they're going to be fine, especially that offense. You're going to get to run behind that offensive line again. Now, I will say this for their offensive line. They've been very healthy for the last 3 to 4 years, and there is no depth if they have an injury. So that would be my concern for the Cowboys. And if the division does open up, look for something like that to happen. If one of their big three gets hurt, whether it's Frederick, whether it's Martin, whether it's Smith on the left side there, that's what I would look for. Their left guard, they're making a switch. Ronald Leary no longer there. Right tackle, Doug Free retired. So they're going to try to move La'el Collins from left guard to right tackle. He hasn't been that good so far, so that could be a problem for them, especially especially if Brandon Graham's going against
You
him.
would say Collins hasn't been that good?
I don't
so
think
far?
he's been that
All
great.
right. I don't, offensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean, and
You
he's
and Collinsworth, you guys pay attention.
yeah, and then left guard, they're making a switch too. So they're making two changes on that offensive line, and they don't have a lot of depth. So look for that potentially if that doesn't work out. That's the only way I'd see the Cowboys losing the division if the O line doesn't play up to its
Here's a
capability.
second for you then.
Second, I think it's the Giants.
Ooh.
Speaking, we talked about the wide receivers earlier. I got them ranked 6th on the receivers.
The Giants.
The Giants.
So
yeah.
who's your top 5?
I got New England at number 1. I've got Pittsburgh at number 2. 3, I've got Atlanta, and then 4, I got Tampa Bay, and then 5, I've got Cincinnati.
Deshaun.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
Bay's-
in trouble.
we were just
They're-
talking
Now
about
I
Bay.
include tight ends in here, by the way, so that's why New
And
England's.
I'll tell you right now, I'm a Jameis fan. I'm a Jameis Winston fan. I liked him. I liked him in Florida State. I didn't like all the other nonsense, the off the field. Who knows? I'm not even. We don't even need to talk about it. But he had his issues down there. But I just love his style. Really, just beat my chest.
Yep.
And if it don't work out, he doesn't shy away from it. Same thing. Rookie season comes in. He's like, "Let's go." It's
Yeah.
the NFL. I don't give a damn. Let's go. And now just another year, and they're on Hard Knocks too this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting.
That's gonna be great.
This Eagles team reminds me of last year's Bucks team. Just it's ascending, but I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. We're going to just fall short. But it's a tough schedule too. By the way, it's ridiculous. They play the AFC West, which you got the Chiefs and the Raiders. That's going to be difficult. Broncos got a great defense. Chargers, we'll see about them this year. But it's going to be difficult for the Eagles to make the postseason, I think.
It's a funny division.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because the Giants have the Cowboys number. We have the Giants number.
Yeah.
And the Redskins got our number.
That's so true.
You know what I mean?
So true.
And I would see it Dallas, Eagles, Giants, Redskins. But I guarantee, mark my words, the Giants are going to fuck up somebody's day. They're going to fuck up somebody's playoff run. They're going to spoil somebody's party. And that's going to be like their thing. Because I don't think they're good enough.
Well, like you said, they have the Cowboys number, right? Is that what you said?
They have the Cowboys.
Yeah, they got the Cowboys number, so I could see some game. I'm sure. I pick up the schedule right now as we speak, and I'm sure that they're playing in Week 16 as they always do every single year.
Yep.
We got them Week 17.
Nice. Well, I just want to say we're still rolling live, but unfortunately the podcast just something happened. We're about an hour and 3 minutes into it. And it's
Oh, wow.
I'm out of
Oh,
storage.
I thought it was longer.
I'm out of storage on my
enjoying
computer. I don't know what the hell that means. I swear I'm not watching that much porn.
Exclusive content for Facebook.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
This is a Philly influencer 4th and
Yes.
John exclusive.
So what do we got the Eagles at? So like 8, 9 wins? Is that where you guys?
Hang
are
on,
saying?
I gotta
It's
plug
7.
my PayPal account. I want the people to tip us.
Okay.
All right, we're giving you exclusive.
We gotta get a page. We gotta get a Patreon page.
Isn't
That's
it
next.
crazy too? And I just want to say
We gotta do
this,
that next.
which is really cool. And I know that some people are doing that, and it would be phenomenal if we went down that road. It's from Philly Amateur, but you look at a guy like Derek Bodner, who is just $3 per month right now, and supposedly he's got like, I mean the numbers through the roof. All the people that are paying him $3 a month to subscribe to his stuff, and he's making a killing right now.
Yeah.
And he works his ass off, and he's really good at what he does. I just love that sort of thing, man. I love it, and I know that Bleeding Green Nation does it as well with their behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe 3-4 years from now, for both of us, 4th and John and PhillyAnswer.com, maybe we're in a position that we do open that up to the people. But for the people out there that do donate and that do you're not donating. No, you're paying for the services. A guy like Derek Bodner, you're giving him $3 per month. He earns that check. So you're paying for his services. So that's tips, hat tip to everybody out there that does that sort of thing.
Can we do a quick plug?
Go for it.
For us?
Dude, hell yeah.
So we got into the T-shirt business, and the T-shirt.
Dude, hell yeah.
I want to learn about that. I want to get into that too.
Let me tell you
Now
something.
that I've got into it with
it's
some
not
people.
for us to make money.
No.
We go to new media studios. One of our shticks is like every group. BGN got their shtick. Philly Influencer got their shtick. 4th and JAWN got their shtick. One of the things we like to do with the podcast is that it is live and we take phone calls. It is live. It is in studio, but that costs money. We have to go to new media studios and pay for the entire season's worth of shows. Let me tell you something. It's not cheap.
No.
So if you want to support 4th and JAWN and the podcast and buying beer for the tailgates, we try to do a lot of free stuff. Just free. Tailgate's free, beer's free.
And do it the
You
right
come in the
way. You
studio,
guys do
that's
it the
free.
right way. Yep.
We're here for the people. But if you want to support the 4th and JAWN crew, Mike, tweet out the link. I'll tweet out the link to the T-shirt. We got a lot of cool T-shirts.
Hell yeah.
We don't make a lot of money off the T-shirts. It's like
No.
it's between $2 and $4 per T-shirt. But for every T-shirt sold, it's going into the kitty that helps pay for the podcast. So if I could plug that, check us out at 4th and JAWN. We got the T-shirt thing going on.
No.
And some good ones.
And I love it. That you do have some good T-shirts. And wow, this is crazy. My system has run out of application memory. I've never seen that before. All right, like I said,
It's too fire for the Apple.
Yeah.
This joint podcast or this joint, it's just too much heat in here.
Damn right.
And it's melting the hard drive.
I think we're still live on Facebook. I believe we are. So that's
Fire
good.
emojis.
No, dude, that's great. And I saw you had the cool ass Carson Wentz T-shirt. What did it say?
Go.
Go.
Yeah,
It was like
love
the
that.
Obama Hope one.
And then the long cocks,
the long
which is just tremendous. It was
Yeah.
perfect. It was
and
tailor-made.
perfectly photoshopped for a women's shirt because you get it like
Oh,
right
my
here,
goodness.
Yeah, right
and
there.
you get the
Yep.
long cocks.
Yeah.
Out of you. So all you ladies out there that want to, we know what you want, and we want to give you what you want. We want to get you that long cocks.
We got those puppies covered.
I want to give you the long cocks, ladies. I wanted to put this out there, too, real quick on this one. So it's funny. And I was going to do a post today on Philly Emser. I did not get to it. I apologize. Nick Bocacone's probably mad at me about that. We were texting this morning. But my buddy Eric, he hits me up, and he's a diehard, like, maniac Eagle fan. And he loves spending money on all the paraphernalia and all that, the jerseys, all that. He claims he's come across, and he feels like the color rush this year is going to be Kelly Green. He sent me 2 reasons why, and they look pretty legit. And without murdering it and explaining why and boring you to death, when he was looking at jerseys, he started on eBay. He found this one that was a knockoff, but it was Kelly Green. And it was whatever. It was just a sample. Kelly Green, Color Rush. Then he went to another one, another bootleg site, Team Sports Gear, Jordan Matthews, Color Rush, all Kelly Green. And he said they are bootlegs, but they make the actual jersey overseas and know the designs, so the bootlegs come out early.
And you know what? Jalen Mills was kind of hinting
and
that
then he
on
put
Twitter.
that too as
He was
well.
hinting that on Twitter.
The only thing I would say to that is, how is a Kelly Green Color Rush uniform? And I'm not opposed to it, but how, you got that helmet law. You know what I mean? You can only have one color helmet.
True.
So how does a Kelly Green, and I'm assuming gray or silver, if you really wanted to go with it, you're not going to put black letters. You're not going to put white letters on it. So maybe like a Kelly Green and gray, like old school 1990s, Buddy Ryan, red, the ones that we all want. How's that going to look with a midnight green helmet? And let me tell you something. The Eagles are overdue for a uniform update. They've had the same logo, the same basic color scheme, the same uniform since 1996.
Really?
Yes.
That's when they changed it?
That's when they changed it. Jeffrey Lurie bought the team in 95. They went with the Kelly Greens for one more year, and then he totally revamped everything.
Wow.
They've had the same wings on their helmet, the same Eagle logo since 1996. We're going on 21 years. You cannot name another time in Eagles. Yes.
No, you're right. Go ahead. Honestly, I'm going to say this. Hang on. I think almost that's bad business.
That is bad business.
It is.
You know?
Definitely.
You cannot name another time in Philadelphia Eagles history where the uniform hasn't changed in some aspect in 21 years. Think about how many times the Buffalo Bills have switched uniforms. It's been 4 times. The Seahawks' new logo. Atlanta Falcons' new logo. Arizona Cardinals' new logo. I mean, almost freaking even Carolina Panthers updated the logo.
Yeah.
The freaking Tampa Bay Buccaneers updated.
Yeah.
We are so overdue for something fresh and something new. So I don't give a shit whether it's Kelly Green. I don't give a shit if it's changing the wings to almost like an Oregon Duck style,
Agreed.
or putting some or futurize out the. I used to be opposed to that because gray beard. I used to be real opposed to that, but now I'm like, shit. It's been 20 minutes. Fucking do something.
Yeah, do something. Totally agree. I did not know that. That's good information right there.
That's a Philly influencer Facebook Live exclusive.
See,
That's what you're paying for.
hit the PayPal account. Donate. Buy a T-shirt. Let's go. No, that's crazy. And so my man Eric claims that because all this, and he's doing big, and he's down the rabbit hole. Who knows? But I would like to see it, and especially now. I did not know that. Definitely. Come on, got to give us something different. Got to give us something new.
Put a feather design on the shoulders, or like a thing. I don't want to go back to the Oregon Duck thing, but you know how they just kind of fucking do something.
And I thought things were going to be changed with the whole Nike thing came out.
Yes,
I thought so.
3 years ago, right?
Yep.
and truth be told, those first 2 years under Nike, those were Reebok jerseys. Nike couldn't get the color right.
True. Yep.
So that's why you saw like everybody else had the spider wire and the freaking Nike ones, and the Eagles they look like they didn't change anything. That's because they didn't.
Yeah. He also said what to change. He knows what they're changing this year. See the V cut on the neck where the NFL jersey is logo? That's new this year. So there's a V cut. I don't know. We'll have to check it out. Maybe he's just looking at some bootleg website and they're just throwing up some image up there. Who knows? But my man is hot on this. He takes this personal. He's a diehard. So I'm willing.
Do I have a picture? Is there a picture of it?
Of
the jersey he's talking about?
So that's the new one that he claims. That's the new this thing right here, where the V, just the V is. Yeah, nothing.
Nothing crazy.
Does he have
Okay.
a picture of said Color Rush conspiracy?
Yeah.
Like, is this like the Zuder film? Or
Well, there's the Carson Wentz one. Obviously, he said it's a knockoff.
see it.
He said it's a knockoff.
Okay.
But then he went to, and then this is a Facebook exclusive that you can't see. And then he went to this one, which is also a knockoff as well.
All right. See, I dig that, but like you
That's
said,
really
really match the
bright.
helmets. Yeah, I dig that
it's
though.
like, it's like A, it's not going to match.
It's not gonna match the helmets at
B, that looks exactly like, hey, I want one of those 1960 throwback jerseys, but with a modern player. You know, so is it really?
No, you're right. You're
You know
right.
what I mean? Is it that Kevin Cobb, Stuart Bradley?
No.
Yes.
There was a gajillion knockoffs of those.
Yeah, you're right.
But with a modern player, can I get one of those? Hey, China, boom,
Yeah.
and then
China.
The China. They're stealing our jerseys. They're stealing our logos. I'm tired of it. We're gonna put an end to this.
Oh my goodness. We'll end the podcast on this. Hey, should we? No, I cannot. Well, let's do this, boys. This was awesome.
This was.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
very
loving
cool.
it.
Unfortunately, the podcast ended abruptly. We'll have to figure that out. No clue what the hell happened there. That's a first. Out of all the recordings that I've done down here, that's never happened before. But I have
Too
no
much
idea.
fire.
Too much. Your system has...
Anybody on Facebook that with a good question before we get out of here?
my freaking computer's locked up. But how about
Oh,
this?
that's
everything's
okay.
just shot.
Listen, we
Everything.
appreciate everybody who was watching live, man. I was kind of peeking over Brace's shoulder and seeing all the comments, and that'd be nice if 4th and John could get to that kind of level. We're getting that kind of feedback on Facebook. I mean, we get it on Twitter. Follow us at 4th and John.
Yes.
There you go.
Do that.
You know, we get it with the phone calls for the podcast. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate our Philly influencer brothers, man. I mean, you know, we kind of
Damn
Hell
right.
yeah.
We
a
go
team.
back.
We a team here.
You know what I mean? And I think between the Philly influencer guys, the 4th and John guys, and the BGN guys, like, there's camaraderie. There's
Absolutely.
brotherhood.
Definitely.
I can't speak on behalf of other sites, but you know, there's brotherly love.
I think that one site has a problem with everybody. I'm just gonna say that, and that's all there is to
We
it.
definitely got to do a collabo at the new media studios during the
Definitely.
season.
Yeah, please
We
return the
definitely need
favor.
to do that.
All day.
When we get rolling,
Definitely.
and we go live, I would love to see you guys in the studio for a joint.
Even at the tailgates. Even our boy Adrian said he
we,
has to show up. He
yeah.
kept his word.
It's a thing
You haven't
of-
made a tailgate yet?
I haven't made it to
You haven't made a tailgate.
I didn't.
You haven't made a tailgate,
No.
though.
who are you yelling
I know. No, I know. And I made it to. What did I do? I went to a game. I forget. And then I was like,
I'm gonna, but then you didn't.
no, I forget why. Something happened. But yeah, I will definitely make it to a game. Definitely going to do it in the studio again, man. We'll get crazy. We'll do it again.
Yeah, definitely.
Love it.
And give the people what they want to steal it from Jalen Rose. That's for sure. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of other comments. There's a lot of just comments. David, he checks in. Bucks, Vikings, Giants, Eagles are going to fight it up for 2 wild card spots. Those 4 teams. 9-7. Tony's got 9-7. Brett checked in. He said it sounded like Jeff wanted to go back to the Kelly Green. Did he really? Because I thought.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He
He
did.
did at the meetings.
He
Yeah,
did,
a couple
yeah.
meetings, yes.
There, we both talked about it with the people in the know, and it gets brought up to Jeffrey Lurie every single year, and every single year he chops it down. I think there was a strong line in the sand from when he took over ownership and changed everything. New facility, new stadium, new uniform, new everything. New everything, and he refused to go back to the Kelly Green. I don't know if he's softened on that since you and I have been out of the building, but just how adamantly they were, like they almost did the 1960 thing to honor the team and to shut some people up. Like here's a throwback, shut up.
Yeah.
Goddamn, we need an update though.
No, you're right about that.
I agree with that.
Last one, Trevor Harris checking in about Mac Collins. You know, what could we expect from Mac?
I mean, maybe not much this year,
looks
but
good. He's got size, though.
he's a great blocker. He's going to help out in the screen game. So you can get guys out on the perimeter, whether it's Pumphrey, whether it's Sproles, whether it's a wide receiver screen. He's going to get out and block some people. So a new era of Riley Cooper has arrived.
Yeah, I think Mac's going to be one of the fan favorites.
Definitely.
You know, we're going to look at he's going to be making catches in training camp, and you already see it. Like you know, when Barchard and them are throwing up, you know, mini camp videos. Like
he's in the corner. He caught the one bobble. Caught it. Yeah.
And
he looks like Jimmy Graham. Like the
he's 6'4" and he runs like a 4.45, something like that.
It's Matt Collins the next Paul Turner for this year.
See, I think he's better than Paul.
Oh yeah.
I think the ability.
But the hype, the hype is
This
this
year's Paul Turner might be Marcus Johnson. That's who they're talking about.
It was going to be different because there was such a desert, there was such a void of talent there that we were looking. Hey, Bryce Trent!
Oh my God! And then he caught that one. Then he caught that one ball. And it was Twitter exploded. He was the guy.
My man on WIP, who runs their account, Andrew Porter, was like, "Oh, Bryce Trent!" And I was like, "What are you talking about? Like this guy is."
He's a nobody.
But that's when you're so devoid of talent. I mean, shout out to our boy Nelson. You know, he was You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. But I will say Paul Turner did earn it too, right? I mean, he ripped it up. He caught everything. That was a lot of that. Yeah, there was a lot of that.
There's been a lot of those guys recently, though. Over the recent years, there's always the running backs. There was a guy that led Henry Joseph. Remember him from a couple years ago? None of these guys ever amount to anything, but we always love them.
We always cling on to one guy in training camp, and I think Collins is going to be one of the fan favorites.
Love it,
Mac Hollins, baby.
I love the name Mac. Hey boys, thank you very much to everybody watching on Facebook. Once again, plug 4th and JAWN. Make sure you follow the Mighty E-Rock on Twitter. I Bleed Philly. That's Mike. At Adrian Fedke. That's Adrian. 4th and JAWN, Philly Amateur exclusive this evening. Greatly appreciate your time. Have a wonderful night, people. See ya.
Peace, guys.
Nice job, boys. Thank you.
Good job, man.
Yep.
Good job, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir. Cheers.